Welcome to this week's episode of News of the North. It's April 10th, 2018, and I'm your host, Paul Filio, here with my co-host and teammate, Antoine Bergeron.
Yes, teammate. Hopefully.
Yeah. It's okay. Well, maybe if I announce you as my teammate enough, it'll actually happen.
Yeah,
and we'll get to go to the tech and lose together.
Practice. So I really need to get some practice and decide which casters I'm gonna bring, because right now I'm not settled.
And make sure you have all the models for lists. Yeah.
Most of those I already got. I'll limit myself to what I own. That's fine.
Well, I'm sure we can have a Geeks of the North tech fund.
I have enough crap right now.
It's like
it doesn't matter if it's not optimal.
It's our miniature slush fund. No, you're going to have an optimal list, and you're going to lose with it like I will, but it'll be optimal.
We'll see.
You'll lose optimally? I don't know. Anyway, let's get to the news. So it's a really short show this week.
Pre-salute. Everything is going to come out this weekend.
Right. I was like, there's no goblins?
There was the first one is a goblin. So there are goblins.
I guess, okay, that looks like, okay. So it is, okay, so Antoine's urges have been satisfied. That's excellent. All right. So, first up, Troop 54, Jedy Goby. Or Goby.
Yeah. Or Jedy Goby. I don't know.
I guess it's,
yeah.
It's a goblin.
Yeah, it's a goblin. A goblin, Jedi lightsaber fighter, maybe?
Yep, 54mm scale, so it's a big goblin.
Yeah, we don't have the final size, though. So he's probably not 54mm high.
Oh, no, the scale's 54. So
yeah, I know.
He's probably a bit bigger than like a 32mm figure, or maybe the size of a 32mm fig.
Yeah, I like the Ed, the Darth Maul style Ed, it's called, in the base.
Yeah, I saw that. The model's quite nice. I like the paint job they did too, because it's not like super high end, ultra blending or whatever.
Yep.
But it's very kind of, I don't know, it just works.
It's just stylized.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of stylized. It's kind of, it makes me think of like, one of those oil paintings where you know what it is, but it's not really clearly defined.
Yeah.
Like this way the colors are in the hair and stuff. Anyway, this is way off topic. It's not what this is for. Cool model. 16 pounds?
Mm-hmm.
So that seems a little pricey maybe for a goblin model, even a 54mm one. But it is an awesome goblin model, so I don't begrudge them that. And of course they have to pay for the official licensing fee. Oh wait, no.
Yeah, sure.
But no, it's a cool fig, and I think it's reasonably priced for what it is. Ships from the UK?
It's in pounds, so probably.
Yeah, well, it's sculpted in France, made in the UK, so I'm guessing. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what the shipping is. Probably.
Shipping is £8 for Europe and international. It's less than that just for UK.
So so it makes it £25, so it's a $50 figure? Well, if you're a Star Wars fan and a Goblin fan, let your powers combine. Still cool.
Yeah.
Maybe not cheap, but still cool. For a collector's item, it's pretty awesome. Alright, next up, Punga miniatures. Battledoge?
Yeah, that's my favorite release of this week.
Oh my goodness.
This is a line of centaur dogs in medieval garbs.
I saw the concept art for one of them linked by Mike Cousins.
Probably the first one, the Corgi was the first one that was announced.
It was the Corgi, and he's like, I so need this. And I'm like, who the heck is going to make that model? And well, there you go. Punga miniatures.
Yeah, and there's more coming. They will do a Kickstarter, but this is the first run to fund the sculpting. So there are 4 Battledoge available right now. So you have the Corgi Guardian, there's the Pitbull Warrior, the Doberman Knight, and the Chihuahua. They are so cool.
Do we have a scale? Are they 28mm?
The Corgi is 38 millimeter.
Oh, okay. So I was wondering, like...
Their official scale is 28 mil.
Okay. Like Frostgrave Warband or something? Get a couple wizards in there.
RPG. There is a... I don't remember the name, but there's a dog RPG where you play dogs that have survived humanity and evolved. So you played and you follow the rules of the good dog. So those could be used for that game too.
Are they dog centaurs though?
No, but you can just adapt it for sure.
It's pretty cool. And the models aren't very expensive. $24 Canadian.
Yeah, the price is good.
They're not cheap, but again, they're not super expensive. I think it's pretty awesome.
Well, not cheap. They're all the same price. And look at the Doberman.
The Doberman's 58 mil to the top.
58 millimeter eye. And that's a centaur. It's not just a model. There's the behind that comes into it.
But the Doberman is all ears. So
yeah. Still.
Yeah, no. They're not, I don't think they're cheap. I don't think they're overpriced though.
No.
And they're resin. It's a guy casting at home. It's boutique. It's boutique, and but it's affordable boutique pricing. So I don't begrudge them that.
They do good stuff. Punga have released. They had the whale model for Blood Bowl, like a whale warrior or something like that. A whale troll.
Oh wait, yeah, we talked about that, didn't we? Wow.
Yes, some months ago.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it's nice stuff. The concept art's cool. The final sculpts look pretty awesome. The Chihuahua, he's like a merchant Chihuahua or whatever. That's awesome in so many levels. All right. Next up, Warcradle Studio, the Deadly 7 Posse for WoW's Exodus.
So this is a new Outlaw box set. You get 7 humans and a mechanical dog to go with them. All different mercenaries coming from different walk of life. Pretty cool. There's some from every faction. There's a cyborg. There's a giant man. There's the robot dog. There's even a native archer. So all outlaws that work together. You can get the box itself for £38. So you get the 8 miniatures and the bases, or there is a £50 it's not an upgrade. You add £12 for a £50 total to make it a starter, where they add the book and the dice and the card decks that you need to play.
I don't know anything about the current edition of WoW's Exodus.
Shouldn't you have the book, or you forgot to register for the free one? I
never registered for the free one. I didn't own the rulebook.
Oh, Yom had the rulebook and he didn't do it?
Yeah. Well, maybe he did. I don't know.
Maybe.
But one thing I can say about WoW's Exodus, no matter what the rules were, is that the models were always nice.
Yeah.
Like that. That's some really neat concepts.
And I like gangs like that one, where they're really varied.
Diverse?
Look. Yeah, diverse.
Well, yeah, you don't get bored painting them.
Yep.
And the faces have a lot of character. There's personality, right?
Those and the Mexican outlaws that were announced a couple of weeks ago, both of those makes me really want to maybe take a second look at it, see if the new rules are better balanced, or if... Anyway, maybe just look at the miniatures. Because they look cool, and I see good stuff about the game online, so... And it's not like I don't know people with miniatures for it. Wink.
Yeah. No, I got a bunch of stuff for it. Way too much stuff, probably. But there's a lot of neat models for this game. I definitely wouldn't mind checking it out. Though it's interesting, I don't see some of my stuff anymore.
Well, they have rearranged the factions to fit with the Dystopian War universe. So both universes have been merged together. So some stuff has changed place, or maybe have been discontinued. I don't know what happened with all that.
Well, all my characters and stuff are here. It's just the hired hands troops, like the basic warrior like troop guys for my faction don't appear to be here anymore.
They might not just no longer be on sale, but are still usable in the game.
Yeah, it's weird. It was a plastic kit too, so.
Yeah, but I think everything moved to resin, and maybe they didn't redo the mold.
Oh, maybe everything's resin now. Oh no, material plastic. The Spica cohort, which I'll double check. Maybe that is the same unit, just renamed. But
that's possible too.
I'll have to check. Anyway, wow, we are so all over the place. What were we talking about? What models? Because now I'm looking through my faction. Yes, that's right, the Deadly Seven. So yeah, a lot of cool expressions, very nice models. Did we talk about the price point?
Yes.
Excellent. Then I can move on.
Yes.
I swear to God, I'm paying attention. Next up, Knuckleduster miniatures, the Orca Amigos.
So this is a small release. It's 3 miniatures of orcs, gunfighters, in a Western style. That's it. They call them Squink, Orkwood, Orko, and Wyatt Orc.
Jeez.
I just found that so funny.
Yeah, they're cute. They're $15. I mean,
that might be asking a lot for the quality of them. But
I don't know about
that.
Some of them look. I don't know. I think some of them look pretty good. I think that the paint job isn't necessarily the best, so it doesn't help. But I think the quality sculpts are fairly decent. It's not super old hammer looking.
No.
All right.
So, small, interesting release. That's
exactly. Next up, Mantic Games, GCPS, a new faction for Warpath.
Yes, the GCPS are the armed branch of the mega corporations running in the universe of Warpath, and they now have a new line for them, a whole new line. So, troopers, walkers, even a flyer, some buggies.
Yeah, I love their walker. Yeah. The Strider with burst laser.
Yep. Looks really cool.
Yeah, and the starter set's not bad. With the 20 infantry, the walker, and the fighter.
And they have a second variant of the walker. So I don't know, and I think it looks different too. So there might be 2 different walker. Or it's just a variant paint job.
No, it has a different weapon. It seems to have an open canopy as opposed to a closed shell.
Yeah, so
and I think it's less armored. So I think it's the same kit, just with different bits
on it.
Yeah. But they look cool.
And they have heavy weapon teams. I like the mule, the small transport. Looks a bit like the Warthog.
Yep.
So really cool look. And something else they released last week. There is a firefight campaign. It's a new campaign that features them and the Vermintide or something like that.
Yeah, Vermintide, yep.
And the campaign book is free to download. So if you just look for it on their website, you'll be able to get the free campaign. And they have released those to fit with the campaign at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, this vehicle, let's assume it's the size of a Razorback or something for $40,000. 18 pounds. That's fairly cheap. For miniature wargaming vehicles. I mean, that's context is always important. I think it's not bad.
And you can get it a bit cheaper if you buy the tree pack too.
Yeah, it's 50 pounds.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad deal at all.
No.
Not at all. Alright. Good on Mantic. I haven't seen what Warpath looks like. I mean, I tried playing the original release of the rules way back when.
Yeah, but I think it changed completely.
Yeah, it was unplayable. It was such a, these are rules so that we don't get sued because we're releasing 40K proxy models, that it was kind of ridiculous.
And they also tried to use the rules from Kings of War 2 as a base, and it didn't translate well.
Yeah, it was weird. Anyway. So I'm glad that they've, I knew they restructured, I haven't seen it since, but I'm glad they're releasing models that look that cool. It's a good sign. So it means it must be growing or doing something, because otherwise they wouldn't be releasing stuff for it, right?
Yep.
All right, next up, Kickstarter and crowdfunding stuff. And first on that list is a well-known company by the name of Jasco Games for Street Fighter, the miniatures game.
Yeah, so this miniature game features the Street Fighter... Is it the Street Fighter 2 main characters?
Yeah, Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, okay.
For now.
Yeah, for now. But the base releases are from Street Fighter 2.
Yeah.
It's a miniature game, but the miniatures are in what they call a collector scale. Will come pre-painted. That scale is 65 mil. You read earlier.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, it's really huge. They even have sculpted energy, so there's some transparent parts for flame explosion, stuff like that goes on them. Like Ken is doing an uppercut, and there's a fire treading next to his arm.
Yeah, he's doing his take on the dragon punch.
Yeah,
with his fist on fire.
All kinds of transparent effects that goes with the miniatures. They're pretty big. There's a big board to go with it. The rules are available. The beta rules are available to download if you want to take a look before pledging. Games come with a lot of miniatures and some 3D cardboard terrain.
Mm-hmm. It's yeah, it looks awesome. There was a lot of classes skipped in college to play Street Fighter 2. Possibly whole semester's worth. So part of me is really, really drawn to this. But then I look at it and I realize I never play it.
I would play that game so much. The only Street Fighter I played was the Street Fighter 2, so that it's right in the feel.
Well, that's just it, right? It's like nostalgia factor.
Yes, for sure. Absolutely.
But if you make a purchase based on nostalgia factor, you're likely to be disappointed every time.
But we have access to the rules. We could check.
Apparently, I'm the only guy that feels this way.
Yeah.
Because looking at it, they've got nearly 4,000 backers, and they're sitting at nearly 800,000 US. Well, they're at 781,000 US of their 400,000 goal, with 25 days left to go. So I think they're okay.
Yeah, they should be good.
And Jasco, for those who don't know, they made the Mega Man board game, which was also a huge success.
Mm-hmm. And they're running the UFC. Is it UFC?
No, not UFC. No. UFS, Universal Fight System.
Yes, with a bunch of licenses.
UFC is the real life fighters,
yeah.
Where they throw dollies through bus windows. Yeah. This is the fake card game, which I actually first heard about because there was a Penny Arcade expansion. And you could play Tycho and Gabe in the UFS, like...
Oh, wow. I have played that back in the Donjon Maisonneuve day.
Yeah. So well, it's cool because it's all these different IPs that can interact with each other, right?
Yeah. We have Mega Man decks for that game.
Yes, somewhere.
Yeah, you don't find yours, so we can't play, but I have it.
Yeah. I fail. But yeah, so cool Kickstarter. Base game, we already went over the pledge, not the pledge levels, but the what their funding is at. I think the base pledge is $80 US.
Yes.
Yeah. Which gets you the core set. I think it really
starts...
Without
the stretch goals.
Yeah, it starts to get interesting at $140 US. Which, isn't bad for a board game with miniatures of scale with all this components. If it wasn't for factor exchange rate, it's terrible. That's what hurts it the most, right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'd be right there with you. For $140, I'd try to buy back my childhood. All right. Next up, we have ALC Studio, Terminator Genisys, Rise of the Resistance.
So this is not the first Terminator game out? Wasn't it another one recently? Or it was a miniature game, the other one?
There was a miniature game a few years ago, too, I think.
Yeah. So this is a miniature board game, so it's a cooperative game, 1 to 4 player. So you go through a campaign in the near future Terminator universe. Lots of miniatures, some good guys, and a ton of bad guys, robots.
Yeah,
ton
no,
of cardboard, cards, everything to play.
Yeah, there's a bunch of pretty nice looking models. All kinds of dice. Like it's a tons of components. It's tons and tons of components.
Yeah.
And the stretch goals look like
there's a full
cool.
expansion already available.
Yeah, and optional buys and it's just tons of stuff.
Yep.
We could spend all night talking about this. Well, what's the base pledge? Let's go over that first. I think the base pledge is €70. Yeah.
Yes.
So €70 gets you the basic board game and the stretch goals. And then if you want the basic board game, the expansion, and the stretch goals, you're looking at €120. And the model that looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger actually looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Okay. Now, looking at the numbers, there's 20 days left to go. They're looking for... for some reason, this Kickstarter won't convert for me. So
65,000 euros. Right now, they are just under 31,000.
Yeah, so about halfway there, with 20 days left to go.
Yeah.
So this Kickstarter should fully fund on April 30th, 2018. Oh, I forgot to mention when the Street Fighter game is funding. So let me go back to that for a second. So for Street Fighter, let's rewind the clock a little bit. This project will be fully funded on Saturday, May 5th, 2018. So that's May 5th for Street Fighter and April 30th for Terminator. Alright, that takes us to the last thing on our list, which is Steamforged Games, Godtear.
So this is a new game by Steamforged. It's in a fantasy universe. It's a two-player game of MOBA-style fighting. So you pick champions. They come with pre-selected followers. It's factionless to go with. They have fluff explaining that. So you pick any of the champions you have access to. You pick 3 to 5 of those, depending on the game size, and you fight for control of the Godtears from the name of the game, which are parts of old gods that died and crashed on Earth, and you're trying to control them and gain power to ascend to godhood yourself.
Pretty typical. There's some cool looking factions now.
Yep.
I won't go over all of it because there's just tons of stuff. I won't lie, I was pretty down on this Kickstarter to start with, for maybe all the wrong reasons, so I won't rag on it too much. I think they've got some nice looking models. I'm a little sad that they're board game plastic. I really wish Steamforged would go back to making stuff out of metal or resin.
Mm-hmm.
But I get that it keeps costs down and it makes the game more accessible and more durable. And I guess I'm just old and curmudgeon-y.
We're too miniature game centric and not enough board game centric to enjoy that part of it.
Yeah. And based off what we've seen with Guild Ball, the miniature quality has been good, but not fantastic. I mean, certainly better than like Reaper Bones, let's say, but not as nice as true resin or metal minis. So, but these, I mean, as they get, as they develop, they get better.
One thing that
these do look interesting.
Yeah, one thing that might help this game is most of the champions are really bigger size than the regular people.
Which means the plastic will have been more detailed. Yeah.
Yes, so the champion should be fine. The followers are on 50mm bases, so they're on the small side. So those might suffer a bit more from the detail loss of the plastic format. Right.
And, there's only one pledge level for this game. 79 pounds.
Yes.
And that gets you unlock daily goals, unlock stretch goals, and the Godtear game itself.
Yeah. What you don't get are the optional add-ons for the 5 beta champions that were released in the early access.
Yeah.
So you need to pledge for them separately.
Yeah, exactly.
Add-ons.
And you can buy extra champions and stuff. And custom dice and all kinds of doodads.
A neoprene mat instead of the cardboard one that will come base game.
There's a lot of stuff to look at there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at the numbers because this Kickstarter kind of exploded, and it's a short Kickstarter compared to others. So there's only 13 days left. It started a couple days ago. They were looking for, it's going to convert, £30,000. They're at 238,000, almost 239,000 pounds. And, barring unforeseen stuff, this Kickstarter will fully fund on Monday, April 23rd, 2018. And that's it, Antoine. We made it through another week.
Yeah, so we will do an exception. We'll go through future events locally, just for people who listen to only the news.
Sure.
So first, on May 5th, there will be a sculpting class with Sylvain Quirillon from Einar Miniature. That's somebody you might have heard of in this news, not this episode, but in previous news episodes, because we've mentioned him at least a couple of times. After that, he's coming to Montreal, so the class is at l'Abyss on May 5th. After that, on June 2nd, there is the Guild Ball East National Championship. So there are 2 world qualifiers this year in Canada, one in Montreal and the other in Alberta. Don't remember exactly where it is. Ours is in June, theirs is in August. So we still have about just less than 10 spots left. You can pre-register on the Abyss website. We'll have a link in the show notes for the Facebook events where everything is mentioned. And the last one is Colore Monde, which we've talked about in the past, but that has been postponed. This is a new painting event that we, the Geeks of the North and Club Kiosk members, are running this year. It will be on July 21st. More detail will come out soon, so just save the date.
Yep. That's going to be a fun event. Lots of painting and classes and little painting competition and, fun stuff.
Yeah, it's a purely hobby event. There won't be gaming, except if you don't want to paint and come to just plug our table, but that's not the goal.
Yeah, exactly. And it's going to be an affordable event too, which is going to be nice. Yeah. So it's family friendly and easy access. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to add this week, Antoine?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Well, I will see you next week then.
Bye, geeks.
Thanks for listening to Geeks of the North. If you want to contact us, you can email us at geeksofthenorth@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/geeksofthenorth, or follow us on Twitter at Geeks of the North. You can follow me, Paul, at PRFilio, Antoine at Eltonio Berg, Steve at B_Steve, and if you really feel the need, I guess you can follow Yom. He's at Yomasta. Breaks and outro music by Ladrave. You can listen to them at ladrave.bandcamp.com. See you next time, geeks.
Thank you for checking out United Geeks Network family member. If you enjoyed it and are looking for other online media with a geek culture slant, head over to UnitedGeeksNetwork.com, where you will find Zero Budget Geek, a YouTube channel covering board games, video games, and other geek stuff. You'll find Let's Play and how to play videos of different board games and video games, as well as reviews. The United Geeks Network. You can broadcast your geekiness at UnitedGeeksNetwork.com.